think I'm ready.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Um, all right. So, what should we be focusing in today? What would you like to talk about?
Sure, yeah. I've mentioned to you before that I have long COVID and chronic fatigue syndrome. I've had it for, 2+ years. And one of the things that I need to be working on with it, because I am aiming for full recovery, is nervous system regulation. There's some kind of brain retraining, different things I can do around that to help aid in the recovery. And I just recently started this positive intelligence program that incorporates nervous system kind of regulation and support and kind of reframing things. And it's the kind of program where there's like daily exercises and modules to complete and videos to watch and things like that. And then there's even some like meetings to attend, things like that. And it goes on, I think, for like 7 weeks. And one of the reasons that I signed up for it was because I knew I needed a little extra motivation to do the work around nervous system regulation because it really is all about like daily effort, right? And but naturally I'm struggling with it a little bit. It just started recently, but it's hard, when you're trying to start a new habit, and trying to like find the time for it, trying to get some being consistent can be hard, especially like when you have like an energy limiting condition and then all the other life responsibilities and things going on. Um, and I know that it's really important. It's a priority for me. But I think it would be nice to talk through to get really like firm clarity that this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, and this is why I need to do the work every day, if
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So, what I'm listening is that you want to have this clarity of why you're doing this to sort of convince your inner voice to really do it, right? Is that what you really want
Yeah.
to do? Am I getting the right
Yeah.
sense of it?
Yeah. It's like strengthening the why
Oh, love it.
so that it will really lock in, like we're doing this every day. We're not flaking. We're gonna make this happen.
Yeah. And why does it worry you that you might not do it if it, I mean, I just heard that it hasn't even started or you had one session. I mean, you already, I don't know, this is interesting. Why do you think it could not happen?
I think because part of it is having to get out of default mode, right? Like a lot of it is, mindfulness and there's also the logistical part about like, okay, I need to set aside, let's say, I don't know, let's say it's like 10 or 15 minutes every morning, theoretically. And in addition to the other components, which are more sporadic throughout the week. But like just making that sort of the consistent practice can get tricky for me because sometimes I get overwhelmed by the pressure or I'll have like a bad morning or something where the schedule is all off and things are wacky and our kid, like how things happen in the family, but no matter what, like coming back to it and saying, nope, okay, those things happened, that's fine, and I'm going to come back, I'm going to do it.
Okay. So what I'm listening is that this is very important for you right now. Uh, and things could happen. You would like to have this clarity so you can have a very clear vision. So if these things could happen, how are you gonna overcome them? That's what I'm over listening through your words. And I'm curious of what difference would it make in your life having this clarity?
Um, I feel like I feel like I would be resolute in the commitment to it, and that I would be honoring myself and my well-being to say I'm going to give this a proper try and see what may come at the end of it, for my health, you know? And if it doesn't work, that's okay, but at least I'll know that I really tried.
Hmm. Okay, fantastic. So, sort of, um, having this clarity that you tried makes a big difference in your life.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, we have a limited time in this session, 30 minutes or so.
Mhm.
And what would look successful? What would be, how would you feel? What would you like to feel at the end of the session so you would feel it was worth having this reflection?
Yeah. I think just I think having really clear purpose, uh,
Hmm.
and commitment, and maybe even like a mini plan of action, to say like, okay, I'm gonna block this time on my calendar, or I'm gonna, set up this other supportive thing for myself to make sure that I do it every day, whatever that might look like.
Hmm.
So kind of pairing the intention with the practice.
Okay. And how would clarity look like?
It could even, I mean, it could be like even just a statement that I prepare for myself about, like, it's really clear about like why exactly I'm doing this, what I'm intending, or what I hope to get out of it. Um, and have that be kind of like my why.
Okay, so it would be what would you, yeah, it's like your why. What would you like to take out of it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. Sounds fantastic. Um, so how should we start? Where should we start reflecting on?
Um, well, okay, so I mean, I could just say briefly, maybe about like the sort of level of commitment with it. So there are these, like I said, kind of these daily exercises that are meant to be done in the morning. Then there's essentially like I think two meetings-ish a week. Um, and then there's like I think there's like a 1 hour module that's meant to be done over the weekends.
Mhm.
So there's these different pieces. I'm not as worried about the meetings or the module, but the daily practices, and making that like kind of a ritual in the morning is I think will be the trickiest part for me. Um, so maybe talking through that a little bit.
Mhm. Yeah. What would be the ideal ritual for you?
Okay, so according to the program, um, part of it is supposed to take place, like pairing some of these exercises with things that you're already doing in the morning anyway. We all have lots of routines, parts of our routine, right?
Mhm.
So there's suggestions for how to kind of link it up with that. So I feel like I probably need like a visual reminder, and maybe some other kind of, you know, something or another. Maybe I write my why down somewhere next to my bed or something to like encourage me to keep going on the mornings when I don't feel like it, or I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of getting into the details. Maybe that's not where we want to go,
No,
but
no, 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 no. Everything is important here.
okay.
What I'm listening um, is that if it would be so easy to just write your schedule or write this
Right.
this order of how you would do the things you would have already done it, or it would be very easy to do it. What is your hypothesis of what's behind this? This should I use a word you haven't used, but is there like a fear you won't do it? Or a concern, maybe? I don't know
Yeah.
if that's a better word.
Yeah, 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 for sure. There's definitely the concern that'll be like, let's just say, I wake up one morning, maybe I've had like a terrible night's sleep. I'm exhausted, whatever. And I look at the reminder to do it and I go, ugh, like I can't deal with that. I'm overwhelmed. I'm whatever, XYZ, and I'll do it later. But then like probably not gonna happen, you know.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's like a predictable scenario.
That's a predictable scenario. But,
Yeah.
can I give you sort of an observation?
Yeah.
You mentioned how important this is for you. You talk about this fatigue that you've had. You talked about this daily recovery that you've been looking for a while now, and finally you find this course that could be part of the process, right?
Mhm.
And you mentioned something that was very interesting. In the course, I can understand what is auto-sabotaging me.
Yes.
So my question to you is, uh, what could be auto-sabotaging you in taking
Yeah.
this course?
Yeah. It's so funny because you take a saboteur self-assessment or whatever
Oh,
to look at the different types of saboteur. And I mean, I already know my inner critic it has a strong voice at times. But I was just gonna look up to see. It's okay, it'll take too long probably to get to it. But I know I'm trying to think about which which saboteur is like, you know, voicing concerns right now. And I guess maybe there's something about like not feeling strong enough or something to do it, or I'm not sure. I feel like I need to like think about that a little bit, about what is coming forward that's making me not prioritize this definitively, you know?
okay. What would this little voice be telling you when this saboteur appears? What is it telling you? Or what do you think it's telling you?
I mean, it's telling me that I'm tired and I'm already overwhelmed with all of the responsibilities of everything that I have to do in addition to managing the illness. You know what I mean? Like that's just a general theme that exists.
Mhm. I felt a change of energy immediately in your face because a moment ago when I said about something could be sabotaging you or you are sabotaging yourself,
Mhm.
you were sort of smiling and I don't know, there was this little, I don't know, kind of smile. And now I can see a totally change in your facial expression. What do you
Yeah.
think could be?
Well, I think there's a discrepancy between the way I want things to be and the way that they are. Like, I want, like, you know, prior to long COVID, I could push through. I could figure it out. I could work too much or just do too much and I could recover, you know? But now I don't have that. I can't access that right now. that part of myself. Um, and it's so frustrating to have like to feel so limited, right? And think like I can take on anything. I can, whatever. And no human can do it all anyway. But it I think there's like mixed messages in my mind about figuring out what really needs to happen every day and what can get shelved, either temporarily or whatever. And so it's getting mixed up with that, right?
Mhm. And you mentioned a while ago that this is really important to honor your well-being, um, and you want to do it. But it seems that there's something, could be a belief or something, that you might need to let go in order to honor this.
Yeah,
What do you need to let go?
there's resistance.
There's resistance.
Yeah, because sometimes the exercises bring up discomfort, you know? It's kind of like, when you meditate or if I don't know if, mindfulness practices, like sometimes when you pause and look at tune into let's say like, your mind or your body, sometimes you discover unpleasant things, right? Like that's just part of being human. And sometimes I want to avoid that because I want to be able to go about my day. But really there is something worthwhile and healthy about going through these exercises, even if it might be unpleasant in the moment. And there, it won't always be unpleasant. But I think maybe that is playing into it, is that sometimes it's like, I don't want to tune in. I want to tune out, you know?
Okay. So tuning out could be a mechanism of protection.
Yeah.
What are you protecting, Elizabeth?
I think I, I mean, it's possible. I mean, I haven't been really willing to accept the circumstances, that I'm completely like that I'm dealing with. There's a part of me that's like, no, this is unacceptable. And I want to be well again. I don't, this isn't, you know, but, and that's fine. But then there's also that part that's like, well, I also have to accept kind of what is so that I can work with it, you know, in a way that will actually help bring about recovery. Does that make sense?
What would this acceptance look like?
It would be